Howdy, y'all. Since we are studying Canada and the United States right now, it's occurred to me it might be a bit useful for us to go over how our government works. For the moment, I'm going to focus on the United States, but while there are definite differences between how the United States and Canada run their governments, there is also some definite crossover. For example, both Canada and the United States have legislative, executive, and judicial branches of government. The legislative branch in the United States is made up of Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, and their job is to make laws. They're the ones who actually create the laws. The executive branch is headed by the president and the vice president, and the executive branch's job is to carry out the laws. Finally, the judicial branch's job, which actually the judicial branch is headed up by the Supreme Court, their job is actually to judge or interpret the laws and make sure that they follow the Constitution. Any law that doesn't follow the Constitution is quickly not a law anymore. The Supreme Court can actually nullify laws if they go against the Constitution. But for today, I'm going to have us focus primarily on the executive branch that carries out the laws, headed by the president. I want to ask y'all a little question. What does the president actually do? Well, a lot, honestly. The president has a lot of jobs. Here's just a few of them. Upper left, it says the president is the appointment maker. The president gets to pick people to serve in lots of federal government jobs. In many cases, the Senate is allowed to approve or deny the president's pick, but it all starts out with the president picking a person. Top middle, the president is the commander in chief. That means they are the number one person in charge of all branches of the American military. Upper right, the president is the executor of laws. That's why they call it the executive branch of the government. That means once Congress has passed a law, then it's the president's job to make sure that the correct branch of the executive branch is going to make that law into reality, basically, is going to make that law happen. Lower right hand corner, the president is the head diplomat. A diplomat is basically someone who is from our country who goes and talks to other countries, to make deals, to work things out, to talk about how we can work together. Our country has lots of diplomats, and the president is the most important out of all of them. Bottom middle, the president is the executive branch boss. They are the number one person in the whole executive branch, and they control all 15 of the various departments of the executive branch. We'll be going over those in a minute. Finally, lower left hand corner, the president is the bill approver. When Congress passes a new bill that they want to become a law, the president gets a choice. He or she can either sign the law, in which case, boom, it's a law, or they can veto it. If the president vetoes the law goes back to Congress. And if they really want to pass it, they either have to change it so that it's in a new form that the president will be happy with, or instead of just getting more than half of everybody to approve it, they have to get more than 2/3. If they have more than 2/3 of people vote in favor of it, it becomes a law, even if the president doesn't want it to. So, like I said, there are 15 different departments in the executive branch of government. Here's all of them listed in chronological order, starting with the Department of State and the Department of Treasury, which were created back when the Constitution went into effect. And in the lower right hand corner, you will see the Department of Homeland Security, the youngest one. I was actually a grown up when that department was created, and I still remember it happening. So, this is a bunch of departments. But if you use your vocabulary skills and a little bit of common sense, it's actually not that hard to figure out what each department does. Don't believe me? Well, I'll show you. In a normal world, we would be doing this together in class, but as things stand, well, I'm going to do my best to do this with you guys virtually, remotely, and here on YouTube. So on the left, we have 5 different executive departments, and on the right, we have 5 descriptions. I'm actually going to start with the descriptions and talk about how we can match these. First up, makes the money, tries to help the economy, and collects taxes. Well, on the left, we've got justice, education, treasury, defense, and labor. If you know anything about what the word treasury means, basically means all the money you've got, well, that should be a bit of a tip that these two are connected right there. So, next up, supports workers to provide more opportunity, protect rights, and improve conditions. If you know what the word labor means, well, the word labor actually means work. So, the Department of Labor is the one that's involved in helping workers. Provides funding to schools and helps students pay for college. Well, you guys are in school, so I hope you will know that the word education basically means schooling. Next, includes all parts of the U.S. military and its mission to protect the United States around the world. Well, our military are the ones who defend us around the world, so that's the Department of Defense. Finally, works to enforce federal laws, prevent crime, and punish those convicted of crimes. That would be the department that brings wrongdoers to justice. There we go. All right, 5 more. Okay, this time we have the Department of the Interior, Transportation, Agriculture, Homeland Security, and Energy. Our first description is supports farmers, makes sure our food is safe, and gives recommendations about good nutrition. The key word here is the second one, farmers. Agriculture is actually a fancy word meaning farming. Next, works to protect the country against terrorism and make sure the borders are safe. To protect and keep safe, well, that's security, homeland security right there. Responsible for the management and conservation of most federal land and natural resources. This one is maybe a little less obvious, but the word interior means inside, basically all the land inside our country. Next, uses science and tech to address energy, environmental, and nuclear challenges. Well, this one literally says energy right in there. That's the Department of Energy. And finally, responsible for federal highways, the railroads, and driver safety. Highways, railroads, all that stuff, that is definitely different types of transportation. Okay, one last section here. We have the Departments of Health and Human Services, State, Commerce, Veterans Affairs, and Housing and Urban Development. Our first description creates the conditions for economic growth and opportunity and is the voice of business. Well, commerce is a fancy word that basically means buying and selling things. So, business and the economy. Next, works to improve the health, safety, and well being of Americans. That literally has health right in it. Responsible for maintaining the relationship the U.S. has with other countries. This one can be hard. This is actually the Department of State. State, in this case, meaning country or all the other countries. This is the department that is in charge of ambassadors and diplomats and making deals with other countries. All right, 2 more. Supports strong communities and quality and affordable housing for all. Well, once again, that literally has the word housing in it. And finally, provides patient care and federal benefits to military veterans and their families. Has veterans right in the name. So there we go. That is all 15 departments of the executive branch. All right, for this final section here, because the president is the commander in chief of all branches of the U.S. military, I thought we'd do a quick rundown on the 5 branches In alphabetical order, we have the Air Force, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Marines, and the Navy. So I'm going to read the descriptions and then see if I can't match these on up there. First up, we handle land based operations. Our forces are very effective for large conflicts, but it can take some time to deploy. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Army. Next, going down, we are in charge of aerial warfare, always ready to fly if you need a sky based solution. Well, the flying hopefully gives it away. That is the Air Force. Okay, I think I'll go to the top right. We're responsible for safety and security of U.S. waters. Call on us for sea based missions close to home. That's the Coast Guard. They are in charge of, well, basically securing the United States coasts. Okay, on the right here, we enter enemy countries quickly. Call on us in emergency situations when speed is the most important factor. That would be the Marines. And finally, as the Sea Branch of the military, our forces are great on the water or near enemy coastlines. It will take some time to get there. As you can tell, that would be the Navy. Okay, well, that's about all I've got for the moment. The information that you've learned in here will, with a little bit of luck, come in useful playing a game that I have planned for us to do the next time you guys meet. Till then, you know what I'm going to say. Please stay safe and stay healthy.